Yo, what is going on YouTube? Omega V here with you, and today I am bringing you the first of our Yu-Gi-Oh deck profiles. So, I'm going to try to make this about a 15-20 minute video at most, so I'm going to try not to go off on rants about this. But yeah, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be asking on Twitter what people would like to see, and I will be posting a couple different options, usually 3 or 4, and seeing what people would like to see released. Then if people have suggestions as to what I should build, I will go ahead and tinker with those and I will start building them. And then once I have a good deck for it, at least in my opinion a good deck, I will release the deck profile for it. So, for this time around, we're going to start off with probably my favorite deck that's ever been released, which is a Yu-Gi-Oh! The Kozmo's cards. So, why am I doing Kozmo's? Well, it's based off of Star Wars and Wizard of Oz. I don't care about Wizard of Oz too much. Sorry if that insults anyone, but Star Wars is probably my favorite thing of all time. And, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and start with this one. It was the one thing that got a vote on Twitter, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. But yeah, my decks on here are gonna be mostly budget decks. I'm gonna try not to include all the super expensive cards like Pot of Desires, Dimensional Barriers, all those types of things. I'm gonna include other cards that can help you out just as well, if they need to. Or even better in some cases, because some of those cards that are super expensive I don't really find that useful. Let's get started with this deck profile. So, the first card that you have in the deck is one Kozmo Dark Destroyer. Now, I'm just going to go over this now, and I'm not going to repeat myself with it just because I tried recording this deck profile once and I repeated myself every time. And the profile was about an hour long in the end. But yeah, all the Kozmo cards for the ships, they can't be targeted by card effects. That's one of their effects. And then when they're destroyed, they get one monster that's one level below them. So this one's a level 8. You can get one level 7 from your deck and special summon it. 2 of the ships, add them to your hand, but the rest of them, add them to the field. So yeah, starting off with Dark Destroyer. This one, when it's summoned, it destroys one monster on the field. So it's really good if your opponent has something a little beefy on the field and can be targeted. It's just a way to be able to get over some of the other monsters. Yeah, this card unfortunately got hit to 1, which killed the deck for a little bit, but I think that I've made a pretty decent deck profile. Like I said, this one I have in a pure build just because I love Star Wars and I wanted to keep it as pure as possible. So I didn't add in any of the artifacts like some decks do or some of the kaijus. Next up, we have a Kozmo Dark Planet. This one is basically a ritual monster in itself without the ritual spells, because you have to banish or send to the graveyard monsters whose level equal 10 or more. But that's okay because that goes into its other effect, which is you can negate one spell card, or any amount of spell cards. Actually, it doesn't say one. So during either player's turn, when a spell card is activated, banish one Kozmo monster from your graveyard. Negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card. So yeah, this can be really helpful. Immediately you'll have at least 2 monsters in the graveyard for it, possibly more if you use some of your lower level ones to equal the 10 or more. So it can be really helpful for you to have this out on the field. Lots of decks rely heavily on spells now, which makes it so that they can't yeah, it leads into a lot of their plays, which if you can negate it, that's good. You basically broke their chain and you will probably mess up their plan for that turn at least. Um, Next up, I run 2 of the Dark Eclipsers. So I'm just gonna say what they're based off to. I forgot that. So Star Destroyer, Death Star, another Star Destroyer. But yeah, normal Kozmo effects on this one. The second effect on this one though, or its personal effect, is it can banish one monster from the graveyard, a Kozmo monster from the graveyard, and negate the activation of a trap card when it's activated. So yeah, this can kind of lock down your opponents if you have these 2 on the field. It just lets you, it makes it so they can't activate traps or spells for as long as you have monsters in the graveyard, which is not that difficult to get them in there. Next one, we have a Kozmo Forerunner based off the Millennium Falcon. Yeah, so this card is actually one of the more important ships in my opinion. So yeah, this one you gain 1,000 life points during your standby phase. So I think this one's really good just because Kozmos tend to wear down their own life points. Lots of their effects require you paying life points. Nothing will ever be over 1,000 life points that you pay, so you can activate them fairly freely as you please. But yeah, it's always nice to gain them back. So I usually try to have at least one of these out on the field. Alright, next up we have 1 Kozmo Landwalker. I do just run 1 of these, so normal Kozmo effects, or actually no, this one can be targeted, surprisingly. So there's 2 ships in here that can be targeted, or 3. Yeah, there's 3 ships that can be targeted. So this first one being the Landwalker. But yeah, if a Kozmo card you control would be destroyed by battle or opponent's card effect, destroy one other Kozmo card you control instead. So that can be helpful. That includes this one. So if you have your Dark Planet out on the field and your opponent tries to suicide with let's say a Chaos Max Dragon, you can go ahead and just do that, destroy this card instead. The attack still goes through, so the Max Dragon will be destroyed, but your monster will not be. I apologize if you hear my dogs fighting in the background. They're being annoying little sons of bitches. But yeah, so I can easily see myself running 2 of these. Same with the Forerunner, I can easily run 3. Based off AT-ATs, by the way. Alright, next up we have 1 Kozmo Dogfighter, based off of TIE Fighters. So once during the standby phase, special summon 1 Dogfighter token, level 6, with 2,000 attack, 2,400 defense. Yeah, this helps you so that you can go into your rank plays. Or if at worst, just have another monster on the field that you can use. Yeah, not the best card in there. I can easily see myself swapping this out for the other Landwalker, but I just like to have it in there for fun right now. Yeah, it's just in there for right now at least. Plus, if you have these 2, you can go into rank 6 plays, which I will go over in just a bit. So 3 Kozmo Dark Ladies, based off of Darth Vader for this one. So this card, it's actually the only level 5 monster that's not a ship in the deck, or level 5 or higher, I should say, that's not a ship. It's a Psychic type, which is actually really good, because that means it can be a target of one of the spell cards that I run. So with this card, normal Kozmo effect, all the actual non-ships actually have I'll just go over it now since we're starting on it. All the non-ships, it's the exact opposite of the first ships in effect. So this one, during either player's turn, banish this card, special summon 1 level 6 or higher Kozmo monster. So it's always gonna be at least one. It's always gonna be one level higher than the monster that you can summon out. So you can see why these cards were broken for so long. But yeah, her own personal effect. When another player's monster effect is activated, you can pay 1,000 life points, negate the activation. If you do, destroy that monster. So, why is this important? Well, there's a monster out there called Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Now, this card, when it's returned during either player's turn and another monster's effect is activated, negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card. Then this card gains the attack, blah blah blah. If this card battles an opponent's monster, gain attack equal to it. So you can negate the second effect. However, the first effect you can negate because it's activating. The second effect is a quick effect that happens during battle, which, unless your monster specifically states it's another quick effect, or it's in the rulings that it's a quick effect, it will take priority over yours. So, yeah. So say you got your Dark Destroyer and a Dark Lady on the field, and or you have something else in one of your lower level monsters on the field and a Dark Lady, and your opponent has a Crystal Wing on the field. Well, you're gonna want to go into your Dark Destroyer. So when you summon it, your opponent's like, okay, well, cool. What are you gonna destroy? You're like, okay, I'm gonna destroy your Crystal Wing. Okay, they try to negate it. Then you pay your 1,000 life points and you negate it. So that leads to this being destroyed anyways, without your monster being destroyed. Or they can choose to not negate it, which they probably will not, since they'll want you to pay the life points at least. And you will destroy it with Dark Destroyer's effect. So it's a win-win situation either way. So definitely important to run 3 of her. I don't think I've seen any decks that don't run 3 of her, at least. At least the ones I've seen, I don't think any run less than 3. Why do I keep saying less than 3? The max you can run is 3. But yeah, always run the max of her, in my opinion. Then 1 Kozmo Slip Rider. Yeah, this card's not that great. Target 1 spell card trap card on the field and destroy it, but it can be helpful in the situation. So, say your opponent's playing something like Spirals, which, if you don't know what they do, I'd recommend you look them up. They're actually a really annoying deck to play against. It's actually fairly good though. But yeah, their field spell makes it so that you cannot target the Spiral monsters with any card effects. Well, that's where Slip Rider comes in. You bring it out and destroy that card so that you can actually target those monsters. Yeah. Plus it helps make some rank 5 plays that you might want to do at some point. Alright, next up. 2 Kozmo Good Witches. So, oh yeah, Slip Rider, based off the X-Wings. Kozmo Good Witch. Generic. Oh my god. It's supposed to be based off of, I believe it's Yoda that it's supposed to be based off, but they made it after the Good Witch also. I don't know the Wizard of Oz very well, so I don't know exactly what they're based off of for everything, but yeah, it's based off of Yoda, Qui-Gon-ish type thing. You can tell by the green lightsaber more than anything. But yeah, so normal Kozmo effect. Then once returned, pay 500 life points, target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, change it to face-down defense position. So lots of monsters can only activate their effect when they're face up, so this can really help you out if you just need to get a monster face down. It prevents them from activating their effects, and it lets you do your own plays. So it can be worth it to pay the 500 life points for this. 1 Kozmo Wicked Witch. I'll only run 1 of her just because she I don't really use their effects too much in my personal plays. Usually I go into them when I need a little bit of a stronger hitter that I can then banish to bring out a stronger monster. But yeah, normal Kozmo effect, then once per turn you can pay 1,000 life points, then this card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, so it can really help you out in case your opponent decides to, let's say, Dark Hole or Raigeki you. You'll pay the 1,000 life points, so it's fine. This card will be safe and unable to be destroyed by battle or card effects this turn. They can still banish it, that's not destroying it, so that's really important, but otherwise it'll stay on the field for your next turn and let you go into your own plays. Alright, next up we have 3 Kozmo Farm Girls, so based off of Luke Skywalker, Anakin Skywalker, and Dorothy for this. Yeah, so this card, normal Kozmo effect. However, this card is kind of your searcher, so you do want to try to inflict some damage with her. It's a little hard if it's not early on in the game, but it is possible. So when this card inflicts damage to your opponent, pay 500 life points, add 1 Kozmo card from your deck to your hand. Yeah, about any time that I can actually do that effect, I will do it. It's really worth it. Because you'll pay the 500 life points, say you just had this, you didn't have any of your ships in there. Well, you attack once, you pay the 500 life points after you do the damage, then her first effect is a quick effect, so you can banish her immediately after that and go out into your ship and attack again. So again, you're kind of seeing why Kozmos are a little broken there. 1 Kozmo Stormtroopers based off of Shadow Troopers, not Stormtroopers. Stormtroopers were white. Yeah, they're based off of Stormtroopers, but Shadow Troopers are technically the darker ones. I'm not gonna go into this tangent, I said I wouldn't. But yeah. Its effect, pay 1,000 life points, special summon 1 psychic type Kozmo monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Yeah, that can be really helpful. All your lower levels are psychic types. Same with the Dark Lady, she is also a psychic type. Alright, 1 Scaredy Lion, so you can pay 500 life points, target 3 of your banished Kozmo monsters, return them to the graveyard. Then inflict 500 life points to your opponent if you do. So this can be helpful if you have the Dark Planet on the field, or Dark Planet and the Eclipse are on the field, just to give you a better chance of actually activating the effect. So I might actually take out 1 Strawman and add in a 2nd Scaredy Lion. I'm not 100% sure yet on what I'll actually do. Speaking of Strawman, next is Strawman, based off of C-3PO. Chewbacca, by the way, for a Scaredy Lion. So, Strawman, what does he do? You pay 500 life points, target 1 of your banished Kozmo monsters, special summon it, effects are negated. Why do I run 3 of him? Like I said, sometimes you just have that situation where you're gonna need to use your extra deck, and honestly this card can help you go into those plays if you need to. Yeah, 1 Kozmo Tin Can, so this one reveal 3 Kozmo cards from your deck, opponent chooses 1, add the rest to your graveyard. Yeah, I don't particularly like it too much. I know a lot of people run 3 of it, I just don't. I'd much rather not have them in my graveyard for the most part. Like I said, I generally like to just overpower and quickly beat my opponents rather than stalling them out, negating things. It just makes it a little easier for me personally. And last but not least with the monsters, we have 2 Honest. This card, if you don't know what he does, I'll never use his first effect, so I don't need to even bother reading that to you guys. You can read it if you want. But the second effect is what I use all the time. So it's a hand trap monster. When a light monster you control is attacking or being attacked, you can discard this. It gains attack equal to the opponent's monster that it's battling until the end of the turn. So yeah, 2 of those. Alright, 1 Kozmo Light Sword. So this one, your monsters gain 500 attack and defense, can attack twice on monsters, and if it attacks a defense position monster, it does piercing damage. So this is easily the best way to make Farm Girl be able to inflict damage, because it makes her a 2000 attack monster and she can attack your defense position monsters and inflict damage. So yeah, any little amount of damage will trigger her effect. 3 Kozmo Towns. I used to run terraforming this to be able to get them out, but the more I played it, the more I saw that I did not need to run terraformings. So once per turn, target 1 banished Kozmo monster, return it to your hand, lose life points equal to the original level times 100. So again, the most you'll ever pay with this is 1000 life points. Then the second effect, reveal any number of Kozmo cards in your hand, shuffle them into your deck, and then draw equal number of cards. If this card is destroyed, you can add 1 Kozmo card from your deck to your hand. So yeah, really good to have him out. 2 MS, then the rest of this is just standard. 2 MSTs, gotta have them in there. Get rid of annoying spell and trap cards on the field. 1 Dark Hole, doesn't target and gets rid of monsters. 1 Emergency Teleport. You might not draw into any of your lower level monsters, and you might need to use it, so it's always good to have there. 1 Raigeki, same thing as Dark Hole, just destroys all monsters your opponent controls. Alright, then we have 2 Cosmojos. So this one, target 1 Kozmo monster you control, destroy it. So you can see on here, it says it can't be targeted by opponent's card effects. So your own card effects can work. So yeah, if you have this face down and you use, say you've already used your attack, well, you can go ahead and destroy it with this. Since it's after a battle, it's not chaining to anything, it's its own chain. Destroy your own monster, destroy your opponent's card that they have on the field, then you can use this effect, banish it, and bring out something else. So yeah, really good card. Might run 3. I just like the way 2 works right now. Alright, 1 Breakthrough Skill, negate effect monster on the field. Then after it's been destroyed for 1 turn, you can do the same thing by banishing it. 1 Quaking Mirror Force, switches opponent's monsters face down, and they cannot change their battle position. So yeah, it really screws over a lot of people if you use Quaking Mirror Force on them. 1 Regular Mirror Force, destroys all attack position monsters. 1 Solemn Warning, paying 2000 life points and negating spell card, trap card, or monster effect that is activated that includes special summons of a monster or monsters. 1 Torrential Tribute, when the monster is destroyed, destroy all monsters on the field. It's okay with this deck to destroy your own field, especially if you have some of the ships on there. You can do a lot of different things. Then 1 Bottomless, 1500 or more attack, destroy the monster and banish it. So that's the deck. I'm not going to go over the side deck. I'm just going to show them to you really quick, what I have in there. Yeah, that's just the side deck. It's just cards that you can shuffle in and out if you're playing tournament match styles. But yeah, that's it for this deck profile, guys. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully this can help you build your own deck if you want to go Cosmos. And yeah, until later. Bye.